Peace talks have begun in Moscow, and it has the European Union spitting mad. Why? We'll talk about that. The UK election results are in, and we have a local who will break it down for us to make it make sense. We have new job reports out yesterday, and once again, the propaganda is intense. We have issues at Wells Fargo and Big Lots. That and more on today's updates. Welcome to the Poplar Report. I'm Steve Poplar. I'm an accountant by trade, and these are your updates that you guys are sharing with us and with everyone in the community. Please do keep them coming in. If you have a comment that you'd like to share with the group, put it on this video or any video on this channel. Make sure you use the word update somewhere in there and give us some sort of geographical location. Sometimes you guys make a great comment, but with no geographical location, the comment doesn't mean anything. So just think that through if you need to give a general geography. We do want to thank our sponsor, Genesis Gold Group. They help people who have retirement accounts, like IRAs and 401ks. A lot of you guys have a lot invested in your IRAs and 401ks. And it's a big decision. I understand that. If you want to get some more information about whether you can move it over to physical metals, what the fees, what all that would look like, Jonathan and his team would love to talk with you. You guys keep saying nothing but great things about Jonathan and his team over at Genesis Gold Group. If you want to call them, you can find that number down in the description down below. There'll also be a link at the end of the video for you to fill out your information, and they'll contact you. There's no obligation if you do that, by the way. So Hungarian Prime Minister Viktor Orban has traveled to Moscow. He wants to have peace discussions with Vladimir Putin. So naturally, a sovereign country going over to one of the belligerent countries to try to negotiate some sort of peace deal would have everyone very happy about that, right? I mean, talking is good, right? No. Ukraine and many in the European Union are losing their minds over this. The idea, the audacity that one of the countries that is propping up Ukraine would dare try to come to a peace settlement or try to even further along the conversation about peace. That is treason. That is what that is, apparently. Now, this is ironic because remember just in June, this past month, we had the Peace Summit in Switzerland, where 92 countries from all around the world came together to discuss ending the conflict in Ukraine. Of course, Russia and Belarus and China were not invited. I mean, why would you invite, one whole side of the conflict to it? So 92 countries who are 91 countries that are not belligerents in this war, arguably, gathered together to discuss the fate of a country without even discussing it with the opposite side. But that was okay because, nobody should talk to Russia, ever. Nobody should listen to what they have to say because they're clearly just evil all the time. That's just childish, really. I mean, if you were in a dispute of some sort, and the one side, don't talk to those other guys. Don't hear their side of it. Don't hear their side of it because they'll just lie to you. That's usually when you can tell that they're the ones who are the problem. Whichever side is not willing to discuss, not willing to have a conversation, that's usually the side that's causing the trouble. Well, moving over to another part of Europe, Ali Bali over in the UK says UK elections result. So the Labour Party, which is basically for Americans, it's like the Democrat Party. It's the liberal side of things, which the Labour Party won. And they say, which is just as bad as the last party in power, which is the Conservatives. Think of them as like the Republicans in name only, where it's kind of like the establishment Republicans, or the old school Democrats, something along those lines. So the Conservatives have been in charge for a while, but they're not like American conservatives, and they're not like conservatives. They're just like called conservatives, even though they basically are almost as liberal as the Labour Party. But as Ali Bali says, I'm afraid to say, but it's going to be more of the same. Votes obtained by parties with the most votes. Labour Party got 9.6 million votes. Conservative Party got 6.8 million votes, which is just a trouncing. Reform UK, which is Nigel Farage's party, got 4.1 million votes. Liberal Democrat got 3.5 million votes, and Green Party somehow got 1.9 million votes. So Labour Party had 9.6 million, got 412 seats out of the possible 650 seats. They are absolutely in control of the House of Commons over there and Parliament. Reform UK got a little less than half as many votes as Labour Party, which got 412 seats. Reform UK got 4 seats in Parliament. As they say, it just shows how unfair and rigged the system is, which absolutely it is. Absolutely insane. UK is going to get a taste of what the globalists and liberals want to do with their country. And this should be interesting, to say the least, for all of us outside of the UK. For those of you in the UK, all I can say is I'm sorry. But this definitely showed that Nigel Farage's Reform UK definitely outperformed what was expected of them, and this could lead to more and more defectors from the Conservative Party over to the Reform UK Party. That could swell the ranks of Reform UK in next elections. Jan in Allentown says June jobs reports just hit the ticker yesterday. 207,000 jobs added during June. They expected only 197,000. Biggest growth sector was government, which added 70,000 jobs. Yes, that's right. 1/3 of all the jobs added were government jobs. More government spending. That's what's fueling our economy. More deficit spending, which is a dramatic increase from May's 40,000 jobs added for government, right? The revisions for April and May. So they basically revised those estimates downward 100,000 jobs. Being off by 25 to 30% in your estimates would be a cause for dismissal in private industry. But not in government. Government, that's just perfectly fine. Being off by 30%. Like, that just shows that you weren't counting very well at all. Try being off by 30% in your taxes to the IRS. See what happens then. In summary, the early reports are grossly overestimated, and we've been seeing that. Each time these reports come out, they come out high, and then they just keep getting revised lower and lower and lower and lower. And then pretty much afterwards, we look back and go, wow, things were really bad back then. Yet we keep getting told today things are great. Things are wonderful. And this is all just fake numbers anyway, because most of these are part-time jobs. We're losing full-time jobs, and we're gaining part-time jobs. And guess who's getting all those part-time jobs? And if you think that it's people who are native-born Americans, you're absolutely wrong. Because it is foreign-born people who are taking up all of the jobs. All of the new jobs are being taken up by foreign-born people over the last 3 years. Absolutely crazy. And it's mostly just the government that's getting more bloated. Ugh, just what we needed. More big government. Truth. We got a report here. I just want to pass this along. I looked it up. I couldn't find anything. Clearwater says that they're having issues with Wells Fargo. Is anyone else seeing issues with Wells Fargo? I did not see on the down detector. Didn't see anything there. I didn't see anything in the news articles, anything about Wells Fargo having issues yet. But let us know down in the comments if you're seeing something with Wells Fargo. Cornhuskers says, I work at Cheddar in Cedar Rapids. And we don't know when we will have broccoli on a daily basis due to shortages due to the drought. So Cheddar's is not being able to have broccoli consistently. Jan, no heads of lettuce at Aldi in Gloucester, Virginia. We're still seeing issues in the Virginia area with grocery stores. And that's a continuing amount of reports that we're getting out there. Not sure what's going on just yet there in Virginia, but we're keeping an eye on it. Lisa says, I just went to Aldi's in northeastern Ohio. No blueberries. I get their sourdough bread, and they don't have any of that. They still have 80% lean ground beef for less than $4. I wanted bulk carrots, but they only had small packages. Adam says the packaging of any meds can only hold so much information. You can bet that they only put the best and bare minimum on it. I have always asked the pharmacy for the manufacturer's printout. So that's a tip for you guys. If you are getting a prescription or anything like that, you can ask the pharmacy for the manufacturer's printout. This printout contains all the devil is in the details. My wife won't let me ask for them anymore because I won't take the meds after reading all the possible side effects. Meds are very commonly worse than just dealing with the illness. To placate my wife, I just tell the doctors that they can write out whatever they want, but if it hasn't been on the market for 40 years without a recall, I won't take it. Anyway, on one hand, I get where you're coming from on that. On the other hand, there are some meds that are really useful and have relatively good, just because there can be some side effects doesn't mean that many people do get those side effects. So you always have to take that with a grain of salt. Some of those are just happenstance, right? Some of them are just random people have reactions to certain medications. So, talk to your doctors and ask questions, though. Ask lots of questions. You have to be your own advocate out there, health advocate, right? KM says Big Lots is mulling bankruptcy on its 1,400 stores. We've been seeing rumblings about Big Lots out there for the last number of months. Started hearing some rumblings in February and March that there might be something coming down the pike with Big Lots, but nothing tangible just yet. Lee says Delaware, Ohio, eggs are like rubber when boiled. They're very thick and chewy whites. If you scramble them, they will not stay combined. Also, Roma tomatoes, very thick skins and no seeds on the inside. Orange grape tomatoes are like rubber balls, hollow on the inside and outside is stretchy as well. We bought these from Meijer and Kroger. Food is changing. I think we can all agree that food is changing, whether it's just lower quality or whether there's, we're getting more and more of these genetic varieties that are seedless or just unnatural in one way or another. Now, a lot of the food that we have already is unnatural. like bananas. Take bananas. They're some of the most genetically modified foods that we've ever seen on this planet. So much so that the banana plants can't even reproduce. They have to be reproduced in a test tube in a lab. And that's part of the problem is that they modify them so much that with the diseases going around, if these banana plants get sick worldwide, they can't just make another one because they've modified this over so many different generations that it would take them a long time to develop something similar. It's just, we used to do it by crossing different varieties and all that kind of stuff like that. Nowadays, they plug their computer in and start typing on the genome and everything. No Joke says, I was shake testing the Keystone cans when I saw that Walmart finally stocked pork and turkey. 2 days later, the price dropped and the 6 cans were and I overheard a worker who was watching me shake the cans and say, "Oh, he's good." Everyone is aware of this issue, and I thank everyone here on your channel, and you are the reason. Always great work. Well, thank you. And it's just great knowing that most of this stuff is coming from other people in the community. It allows me to not have to be the expert on everything, right? But to allow you guys to share your expertise and your experiences with each other. Ducky1 says, just returned from Walmart. No frozen broccoli, frozen cauliflower, or frozen stir-fried vegetables. This is in southern Illinois, by the way. Great value whole milk went from $3.02 a gallon up out of 48-ounce, 4% less fat. So that went up to $3.02 a gallon. That's what it was. The farm's cottage cheese. That's less, 4% less in each one of the containers of cottage cheese. Substitute, there's two 28-ounce containers instead of the 48. I guess that's their order. This will probably be the last time I do a big food order from Walmart. Food is costing too much. We heard my husband's job site will be closing next month. A lot of people getting laid off these days. I've been stocking the pantry off and on for 2 years, and I'm glad I did. Looks like we'll be living off of it. Things get rough for all of us, right? And being stocked up definitely can help. Jack says, here in North Georgia, we haven't had measurable rain in 7 weeks. Plants are suffering. That's in that whole Alabama, Tennessee area and North Georgia. We're having that big drought section right there, and it's hurting the plants bad. Jennifer says, I've had major stocking issues in Virginia as well. I live in Northern Virginia, 5 minutes from D.C. and Maryland. I can't go to the dollar store anymore. I've tried 4 times over the last 2 months, and there's hardly anything on the shelves. When I've ordered my groceries delivered, more than half of the items are out of stock and are refunded to me. The food I do get is bruised up. That's what we got going in for the reports today. Thanks so much for those of you contributing to them. If you want to get some more information on Genesis Gold Group, there's a link right there. Just tap on the screen, fill out your information. They'll get in contact with you. If you want to call them directly, make sure you just check the description down below. And if you do contact them directly, mention this channel if you do move forward with them, so they do waive the setup fee, right? If you want to check out another video from this channel, there's one right up here. I'll see you over there, or I'll see you guys later. Steve Poplar of the Poplar Report, out.